kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock and they're hard workers.
This crowd, full throats, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Second down, they'll go to the air. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Allen. And how does he keep running? I'd be dizzy after a spin move like that.
Picks up 9. That's a first down for the offense.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Catch in the middle. It's Allen. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Nice job by the quarterback there throwing the hitch route against zone coverage. You can't stare at it. If you do that, you allow the flat defender to get underneath it, and that might be a pick six. So really good job by the quarterback there, using his eyes to manipulate the defense.
Going to swing it on second down. Fires to the big fella. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. No reason to panic when you see those extra bodies coming. Just find the big tight end.
Well, and the great ones do that. I think the great ones are okay. You want to blitz? I know my answers. I'm all right. I'll stay patient. Find the matchup. This time it was the tight end. Finds the tight end, throws a strike, gets the first down.
The give to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
Love the play by the defense. They just did a good job understanding where the running back was on that play. After the catch, they're able to make the tackle right away, and now they've set up third down.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30.
There's a reason third down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at third down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
Really want to try to pick up at least half of the yardage needed on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really, really good position. He was up to the challenge. Interesting to see if this quarterback goes his way again.
On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions. You've given up some yards, and the opponent's in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz, because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play, you knock them out of field goal range.
Just keep slinging it. Snagged out of the air. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player. and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that.
He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical. And they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
To the air on second down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on second down. They're likely going to throw it again here right now. Quarterback has just got to settle in. Timing is important. Get rid of the ball on time. Trust your...
Got some room headed to the goal line. And he's in for the touchdown.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they finished it off with a 17-yard touchdown run. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Guys, if you listen closely, I think you can hear the jawing going already between this cornerback and wide receiver. What a matchup, Jesse, it's going to be between those two.
You know, so many people have already been talking about this individual one-on-one matchup, David, and it's going to be happening out on an island all game long. The receiver's got speed, he's got game-breaking ability, catching the football, can climb the ladder. He's going up against one of the best shutdown corners in the game. I cannot wait to watch this.
Yeah, and he's got the speed to stay with him and the instincts, and he's been so great out wide in every game. This is a huge test. This is a Sunday test. 2 NFL guys going at it to see who's going to take home the prize.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Grabbed in the middle. It's Moore. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down.
Really nice job by the defense there. You're trying to force the quarterback to throw the football in front of you and allow your guys to square up and make a tackle out in space. You got to force the ball carrier to do something special after the catch. Not able to do it there, so really nice tactic by the defense.
Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 25. Opening play of this drive comes from the 26-yard line. Quarterback on the keeper. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
They'll go up top on 2nd and short. And his throw is incomplete.
Quarterback had everything he wanted there. He knew pre-snap exactly where he was going. Of course he was going to be going towards his primary target. Just can't hook up with the completion.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Looking to throw for it. He'll get rid of it. He's got an open man. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43.
Defense is about feeling out the offense and what they like to do. What are they going to do in third and short, third and medium, third and long? So far, the offense is winning. Defense is going to need to make some adjustments.
Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. He's got it along the sideline. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. After that huge play right back at him on 1st and 10 from inside the 15. The lone back's got it. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Reads it, fires complete. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
He was not fooled on that. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you can tell the quarterback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for us.
3rd down, red zone play, crowd alive. Now the play fake. He's got it on the run. Makes the catch and runs his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point makes it 14-0. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Using his legs, it's Morris. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Using the quick game. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
The short hands, it's Morris. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Right down the middle. Makes the grab. They finally get to him. the first down.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. So first down here as they go back to work. Both teams made no secret they wanted to target their big play receivers, and they've done just that in the first. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. They've moved it to the 19, 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion. You always want to give your big-time players a chance. That might have been too much of a chance to give right there.
And I know I'll give you a chance when it's one-on-one, but not two-on-one. You got to see that, got to understand that they're trying to take away this guy. There's a reason they're trying to take him away. What else can I do now to take advantage of that defense?
And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
This defense has owned the first half. They've given up some yards on this drive. Big third down coming. You've built a little bit of a lead. Try to force the field goal. Don't give up the big play here, and you've had a great first half.
Now facing a 3rd and long. He wants to throw it again. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Good job by this defense, man. They've given up some yards and some plays on this drive, but they didn't lose focus. They stayed dedicated to what they're doing, and a great job on 3rd down, forcing the 4th down here, and hopefully the field goal attempt.
Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. Never a doubt. Now the lead is down to 11.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. A quick pass to the left. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Draw play, quarterback keeps it. And he moved it slightly forward. Defense played it well.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. So you really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Kept it on the ground last time. Let's see if they go back to it on 2nd down. Power football with the run. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. Now improvising. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop.
Well, just nowhere to go there. It started in the pocket. It was collapsing. Quarterback felt it, so he tried to get outside, make something happen himself, but give the defense tons of credit. Excellent job in pursuit. They're able to give up no gain.
They kick it away on 4th down. He makes the fair catch, and they'll spot the ball at the 18. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle, it's Ross. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a 1st down.
Man, and we're seeing the tight end used more and more in the passing game. You see him move inside. You see him move outside. You see him move in the box to block people. So here they put him in the slot and just have a nice little pitch and catch session.
One big play, and now they've got it at the 42-yard line on first down. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Got it in the middle. It's Richmon. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Looking downfield on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Moore. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Leaves it with the back. Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32. A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. Trying to pick it up on the ground. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there's been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter and space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back in this game.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. To the ground with the back. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
At the 11-yard line, brings up 2nd down.
Going to work on 2nd down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. He'll run it again. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Offensively, you want to run that counter, right, to try to take advantage of hyperactive defenses, but just poor execution. Not a good job of understanding where I need to go when I bounce that thing backside, and it bounced outside. You want to take that thing inside, so the offense needs to operate a little bit better and maybe not run as much counter because the defense got in there pretty quick.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Looking to get it in. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a 1st and goal. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. He'll pull it on the read. And into the end zone for a touchdown.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, they cut the lead to 14-10. So an 82-yard drive there, and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. The give from the gun. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. We saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Wants to go up top. With the catch, it's Allen. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
Well, that's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They'd given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. 3rd down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Makes the catch. It's Moore. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the 1st down.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Caught near the sticks. It's Morris. He's guided out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
It's 1st and 10. They've moved it to the 41. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Crosses the 40, gets it down to the 35 before he stopped, a gain of 6.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
6-yard pickup on 1st down, leaves him with 2nd and 4. Looking to fire. Snagged in the middle, it's Ross. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. From the gun, the running back has it. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
Nice job by the running back catching the football and understanding where the 1st down marker was. I got to go get that 1st down. Did a nice job of it.
Wants to pass. It's caught. That's a touchdown.
Man, I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Lining up to add another.
Kicker is on for the extra point.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. That drive covered 57 yards for the touchdown. And they finish things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Running into the open space. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Back to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Allen. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time. And you saw all of it on that end route.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. They'll try to get the first through the air. He fires back across the field, and it's intercepted. Knocked down quickly after the pick, but that offense says thank you very much, and they'll have it at the 43.
And I like the aggressiveness. I understand you're down, right before the half. You want to go get some points, but you can't turn the football over here. Now you've set the other team up in a position to maybe get more points as the first half's winding down.
We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Caught behind the line. It's Ross. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Well, we knew coming into this one the tight end was a big part of this offense, and you've seen it early in this game. They've moved him around. They've thrown it to him in a lot of different ways. Defense is going to have to make some adjustments trying to stop this guy.
Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. The modest gain on the completion really shows why you want to run the zone, make them execute, and rally to the ball.
100%. Zone eyes on the quarterback. I see him throw the football, break on it, go make tackles, live to fight another down.
Got it in the middle. It's Moore. Just what they've hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Catch in the middle. It's Ross. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. And it's right down the boulevard. The lead now 6 here in the second.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, you've been taking in some scene there today in Chestnut Hill. And these two defensive game plans have been shredded a long time ago. Feels like it's just hang on and hope for a tip or overthrow or maybe a fumble from these QBs. Elite passers and dynamic rushers. Used to be you had to stop one or the other. Here in this second half, the challenge will again be twofold. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Alumni Stadium.
They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the third. Picks his way ahead, pick up of 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Here comes the heat. And the heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Man, this is exactly what you needed to see from this defense to start the second half. If you're down, you got to create some momentum. You got to get your offense a little bit excited. Nice job creating the sack. Perfect start to the second half of this defense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. They'll leave it with him. He stopped right at the 22, and that'll bring us to 4th down.
Now, a 4th down.
And here comes the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He looks it in and makes the fair catch, and they'll have it at the 32. First snap of this drive will come from their own 32. And he drops it, just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
So now it's 2nd and long. He'll keep it himself. Jukes his way for more. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
And this option attack can lull you to sleep sometimes. I mean, just so many things they can do off of it, and you just got to play responsibility, and you got to get them on the ground and make tackles. And that was a good job limiting the damage on that play with a nice tackle.
They'll try to move the chains on the ground. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop.
Here's the thing. I know this guy's not going to win the Heisman Trophy, but he's a pretty talented football player that's made big plays for this offense in the past. They have not had any success, and they've given him chances so far in this game. And in the 3rd quarter, you're getting a little nervous, I think, if you're the head coach, because he's a guy you need to have success if you're going to win.
Fair catch is made at the 15-yard line, and that's where they'll start this drive. Good news, I guess, a lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. To the air on first down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Richmon. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. It's Morris. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they got the running back out on a route one-on-one. He's got to do a better job separating, though. Just not a good enough route so that when he caught it, he got tackled right away for a gain of no yards.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle, it's Smith. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on 3rd down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. New set of downs after the completion. They go to the ground. Spins away from the defense. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
That's just a really nice job by the running back, making the first guy miss and going to get positive yards. This guy's got some wiggle, and you saw it on that play.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Got it in the middle, it's Ross. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
It's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on, by all the guys moving around or talking. Nice job by the quarterback, staying in the moment, seeing it, throwing the slant, making sure he makes the right decision.
Wants to go up top on first down. They've got the screen set up, and this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. The give to the tailback. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop him. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They have work in front of them on 3rd and short from the 42. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down.
Really nice job by the defense, playing aggressive, understanding it could be a running situation, but still playing disciplined enough to play the pass and be successful on that 3rd and short.
As strange as it seems, this is an easy decision. A little too far for the field goal. Punting does nothing for you. They'll go for it on 4th down. Trying to keep this drive alive. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. That's a good spot on the field to go for it. Really, everything to gain and not much to lose.
Yeah, and most coaches discuss or know pregame warm-ups how far their kickers can kick it. Do I have a boot to even consider this? But I think you want to stay aggressive regardless and go try to get extra points.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Richmon. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Snagged in the middle, it's Moore. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
Ball at the 31, 3rd and short coming. Defense trying to rise up. Tight end now in motion. He wants to throw it. A little screen to the running back. And that one looks great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
Man, this defense just has so much speed. You saw it on that 3rd down play. The offense is trying to get a quick one, see if they can get a block and maybe spring a guy free, but the pursuit, wow, that was so good defensively.
And this kicker has had a busy night. The field goal unit is out there for the 3rd time. He boomed it through, a 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg.
How about it? 50-plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut him down. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Running back searching for a hole. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. He's all the way across the 40. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 41 in the running game, getting it done.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really go for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work, too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the second level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing in zone, I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
Rolls and fires complete to the right. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. From the gun on third down. Flips it out to the back. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. Got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. QB draw. Not a whole lot of room to run. Let's give him a call. They'll line up for a second down play. The play action fake. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. They just keep firing. He's got the tight end. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Screen pass just not working there. You figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes when you think there's going to be a blitz, but because the defense has the lead, they're just sitting back and playing big zones.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
You have got to have pass rushing lane integrity when you face this quarterback. On third down, someone gets out of his gap right up the middle. It's easy for the quarterback to see. He just tucks it and takes off and picks up the first down.
After another clutch third down conversion, it's 1st and goal. Old Uncle Mo has changed sidelines.
Look out, brother. Here's what happens, right? Something happens, get you close in the ball game. The defense needs to come out here, get a stop, get that ball back to the offense. Oh, Uncle Mo on your side.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer to a drive there of 84 yards. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Going right to work up top. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
Hey, even those balls that are thrown near the line of scrimmage, that are going to the running backs and to the tight ends, those small passes can go for big gains. Great job getting the mitts up in the air and deflecting that football.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Smith. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Hey, at this point on offense, it's all about finding completions and finding your rhythm. And they get a few yards there with the slant.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught in the backfield, it's Morris. Such a big part to convert these 3rd downs, and they've got it at the 42.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Talk about a timely run. Gets the 1st down. Clock keeps moving as they try to finish the deal.
When the offense can run the football and you can feature a guy like this that will get more yards than his block, that you can really depend on, hangs on to the football, like, it makes offense super easy, especially down the stretch when you want to eat that clock and you want to possess the football. Just nice to have that kind of guy.
Grabs behind the line. It's Moore. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the 1st down play.
Mark down at the 41-yard line. 2nd down.
Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. They'll try the run. He's loose. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
And you hear people talk about the 4-minute offense all the time in football. What does that mean? That means you're getting 1st downs, running the clock, and just right now physically dominating up front. Nice job by this offense.
They'll ride the hot hand. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Finds his tight end. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the 1st, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the 3rd down manageable, really putting this offense in a good position.
3rd and long from the 30-yard line in this defense, hoping to knock them out of field goal range. Hard running there. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
And there's nothing more demoralizing for a defense than when you're losing, you know they're going to run the football, they're trying to run the clock, and you can't stop them. They've got to be more aggressive, bring more guys to the line of scrimmage. They got to stop this ground game and get the ball back.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds.
Love the play call offensively because you've got the lead. The defense expects you to run the ball. You just did it the previous play, so there you dial up play action, set up an easy throw, and you keep the clock ticking.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. They'll send the tight end in motion. He'll do it himself. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Really nice job by the defense playing responsibility football, making sure the quarterback couldn't make any of his reads, making sure the picture is not clear, getting downhill, getting the quarterback on the ground.
They've been really good moving the chains on third down. Now 1 yard away from another first down in this drive. He'll go out of bounds, but a solid pickup on the run.
And this is a situation this offense trains for. Having the lead late in the game, running the ball to ice it. They're just bleeding seconds off the clock. It's been a beautiful drive so far. And the defense, even though they know they're going to run it, they just can't stop it.
They'll move the wide receiver. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
A nice job by the defense with the edges. They try the touch pass on 1st and goal. Nice job setting the edge, not letting him get outside, making the good tackle, forcing 2nd down and goal.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. Wants to go up top. Lets it go to the end zone. And it's caught for the touchdown.
Really nice job by the quarterback there of just letting the play develop. He had his eyes down in the middle of the field, and I think when he saw that deep middle area vacated, he said to himself, I've got a guy running right into that area, throwing this thing on time, and this is going to be a touchdown. That's exactly what happened.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point is good, and the lead is 9 here in the 4th. That is what they mean when they say ball control, a 14-play touchdown drive. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab.
This offense is going to have to get more aggressive. Like, they can't take many more shots short down the field and not getting gains. They've got to keep their foot on the gas. They've got to take some shots, work the middle of the field, but make some big plays down a couple possessions.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. Looking to fire. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
The offense has got to find something here in the 4th quarter. You can tell pressing a little bit. They need that big play. They want that big play to try to make this game a better ball game. Took the shot. Unsuccessful, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take some more of those.
He'll do it himself on the draw. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down.
And you can tell if the QB wants to run, he's going to be a big part of the game plan, and the defense really, really understands that. I got to understand, and more importantly, when I get a lick on this cat, I got to take it. Like, not dirty, not cheap shots, but end of the plays, when I can be physical and really make him feel me, I think that'll always...
Makes the grab, past the marker. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the 1st down before he's dragged to the ground.
I love the aggressive nature offensively there. It's 4th down, and you're going to try and go for it. And you have so much confidence in your quarterback to be able to make that play, come up with a good throw, keep the drive alive.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Quick strike complete. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few. I know you want to take what the defense gives you, but at this point, you have to push the ball downfield a little more, David.
And that's exactly what the defense wants you to do. Check the football down. That's what they're going to give you, but we need scores. Down multiple scores, got to push the ball down the field, take more chances.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first, and an array of possibilities here. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. Wants to throw again. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Fires to the tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Now on second down. Back to pass. Fires into the end zone. And it's caught for the late touchdown. So how about this? Maybe we are set up for a finish.
That is such a great job by the offense, putting together a touchdown drive when they needed it most. Not a lot of time left to go, but if their defense can get them the ball back, they've got an opportunity to kick a field goal and walk out of here with the win.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They march 78 yards down the field, and they close the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. Now down by 2, inside a minute to go. If they can get this onside kick, maybe they can get into field goal range. Let's see what this offense has dialed up this time. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Now on second down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a first down. Quarterback on the keeper. He made the first guy miss, but there were too many dudes coming to help, and they stopped him behind the line. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. It'll be 3rd and long. He's looking to throw. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. They will stop him short, and the defense trying to keep him alive.
I don't know about the play call there, guys. 3rd down, they're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage, seeing if this guy can do something once he has it in his hands, but a better job of pursuit and tackling defensively, now setting up 4th.
So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. 57 yards out, and he powers it through the uprights.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth. Man, 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
First order of business here, don't give up a big return, then the defense just has to keep them out of the end zone. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Fires to the big fella. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30.